This is companion video number 15 for iFeelagrams for iPad, iOS8, the world clock. The world clock lets you keep track of the current time in cities around the world. The first control is an edit button in the top left corner, just below the status bar. To its right is the heading World Clock. Below the edit button and heading, you will find 5 clock faces and an add button. There are 3 clock faces in the first row, with 2 more in the second row, and an add button to their right. Below the clock faces is an area containing a mini world map showing the cities chosen for the clocks. Dragging in this area will only let you know about daytime and nighttime zones, while flicking will give you the current local temperature as well as time. Below the world map area, across the bottom of the screen, there are 4 tabs: World Clock, Alarm, Stopwatch, and Timer. These are the 4 items in the FeelaGram key. Now, let's explore the time around the world right here on the iPad. And we'll begin our exploration starting at the status bar.
No SIM. Status bar item.
Across the border.
Edit. Button.
And there's the edit button, which appears at the top left corner. Let's start by flicking through the whole thing once very quickly.
World clock. Heading.
There's the heading.
World clocks. Sydney. 3:42 a.m. Nighttime. Tomorrow. 19 hours ahead. Button.
So that's our first clock. And we went down a line.
Auckland. 5:42 a.m. London. 4:42 p.m. Daytime. Beijing. 12:42 a.m.
And between London and Beijing, we went down to the next line.
Tokyo. 1:42 a.m.
There's the 5th clock, that's Tokyo. And in the 6th position,
Add a clock.
you can add a clock. Note that if you add a clock here, the add a clock button will move to the second page of cities because you can only have 6 cities per screen, but you can have as many as you like. So let's keep going. We've looked at the add a clock.
World map. London. 4:50 p.m. Partly cloudy. 12 degrees Celsius.
So they're slightly different on the world map at the bottom because they tell you the current temperature as well. So let's flick right through the rest of this.
Beijing. 12:51 a.m. Cloudy. 5 degrees Celsius.
So we have London, Beijing,
Sydney.
Sydney,
Tokyo.
Tokyo,
1:50 Auckland.
and Auckland.
5:50 The Weather Channel. Button.
And the Weather Channel button down at the bottom.
Selected. World Clock. Tab. 1 of 4.
And then we have our 4 tabs.
Alarm. Tab. 2 of 4. Stopwatch. Tab. 3 of 4. Timer. Tab. 4 of 4.
Okay, that's the flicking tour. Let's start up at the top and do a bit of dragging around and just exploring.
Edit. Button.
The edit button,
World
the
Clock.
heading.
Heading.
Now if we move down,
World Clocks. Sydney. 3:52
There we
a.m.
are.
Auckland. London.
below
Daytime.
London
Today. 8 hours. Add a clock. Button.
is the add a clock button. If we move to the left,
Tokyo.
we get Tokyo
1:50 Beijing.
and Beijing.
12:52 a.m. Nighttime.
Okay, now if we cross the border out of the area where the 6 circles are for the clocks, if you see the FeelaGram, you'll see the circles.
Beijing.
Let's move down.
12:52 a.m. Nighttime.
There, we crossed the border into the world map. Now, dragging the world map with a finger is a bit unusual. Dragging from left to right.
Daytime.
It's daytime there.
Nighttime.
It's nighttime in this part of the world. We're going east around the world.
Daytime. Night. Daytime. Night. Beijing.
So it's a little
Nighttime.
difficult to locate the
Nighttime.
cities by dragging. You can do it.
Nighttime. Beijing. Tokyo.
There's Tokyo.
1:53 a.m.
Yes, Tokyo's
12
to the
degrees
east.
Celsius.
Now if we go south,
Sydney. 3:53 a.m.
there we
Mostly
are.
cloudy. 19
we came
degrees
down
Celsius.
to go south. Now if we go southeast, which is a little down and to the right,
Auckland. 5:53 a.m. Part.
Sure enough, we find Auckland. So you can kind of tell that it really is a map, but dragging is a bit hit and miss looking for the cities in the world map part. It's much easier to flick.
Tokyo, Sydney, Beijing, London.
Now let's take a minute and see what it's like to add a city. This is pretty much like the calendar. You hit the add button and you get a pop-up where you can pick cities. So let's have a look. We're here in the map.
Nighttime.
It's nighttime somewhere. I'm just going to move straight up and cross the border.
World clocks.
There, now we're in the world clocks.
Tokyo.
And to the right of
2:04
Tokyo
a.m.
is
Nighttime.
my...
Add a clock. Button.
Let's do it. Double tap.
Choose a city.
The easiest way to do it is from here to flick right once
Search field.
and double tap the search field and type the name of the city. And note that this search field cannot, in fact, be found by dragging. Let's do a little dragging tour here and see what we have on the screen. We come down from the top,
Choose a city.
cross the border into the pop-up where it says choose a city. If we drag to the right,
Choose cancel. Button.
there's a cancel button. But if we flick to the left,
Search field.
there's the search field.
Choose a city.
Choose a city.
Search field. Cancel. Button.
But if we flick left,
Search field.
we get the search field. If we flick left again,
Choose a city.
choose a city. Now I'm going to flick right again,
Search field.
and
Cancel. Button.
but if I drag,
Choose a city. Cancel. Button.
the search field isn't findable. Now let's see where these things are, because if you are dragging around to look, where's
Choose a city.
that?
Top right corner. Full width of screen.
That was a triple finger, single tap to see that.
Cancel. Button.
Where's that cancel button?
Top right corner. Thumbnail width.
So it really is in the corner, but just below it,
Choose a city. Capital A.
we
Heading.
have capital A. And what do we get when we do a triple finger single tap here?
Rows 1 to 10 of 552. Top and centered. Full width of screen.
So we have 552 cities we can choose from.
Abu, Accra, Acton, Adamstown, Addis Ababa.
All sorts of interesting places. So the best thing to do is really to go to the top,
Choose a city.
flick right,
Search field.
and double tap.
Insertion point. Choose a city.
Now let's type one. Let's type Toronto.
T. Oscar. O. Tango. Romeo. R. Oscar. O. Mike. November. N. Tango. T. India. Oscar. O.
I'm not the world's greatest typer.
Shift. Delete. Search.
There we go. It didn't say anything, did it? So I guess we have to look around. I'll flick a bit.
Toronto. Canada.
There it is. Let's double tap it.
World clock. Edit.
There.
Button.
Now what do we have?
World clocks. Tokyo.
And how about to the right of Tokyo? We used to have an add button.
Toronto. 12:20 p.m. Daytime. Today. 3 hours ahead. Button.
There we have it. Now let's see where Toronto is on this world map now, just for fun.
Daytime. Toronto. 12:21 p.m.
So Toronto is definitely in the daytime part of the world. If we move around now,
Nighttime.
it gets to be nighttime.
Daytime. London. 5:20. Nighttime.
See, now all these other places are in the
Beijing.
nighttime part.
1:21 a.m. Tokyo.
But if we move
2:21
over,
a.m. 12 degrees Celsius. Sydney. 4:21 a.m. Mostly cloudy. 19 degrees Celsius. Auckland. 6:21 a.m.
so it's amazing what you can find out about the world this way and where things are on the map. So just experiment with a combination of flicking and dragging to explore how this whole thing works, except for the search field, which you must flick to. So that's basically our tour of the world clock, and we hope you'll join us in video number 16, where we will discuss clock alarm functions.